When I upload my videos, I get a lot of questions. People ask me, how did you become so confident? You're so outgoing, you're so social, blah, blah, blah. So in this video, I want to tell you the honest truth that I wasn't always like that. In fact, for 95% of my life, I had severe social anxiety. And now by social anxiety, I mean I didn't really want to go out. I didn't really want to make friends. I didn't have a whole lot of friends, and I was just genuinely very, very afraid. So I want to give you a little bit of perspective about how I managed my social anxiety and how I got to the point where I am now. When I was a kid, I was always the really shy type. Even in school, I wasn't one of the cool kids, and I was extremely insecure about how I looked. I was extremely insecure about how skinny I was, and everyone in school was bigger than me, taller than me, and over time, looking up to these people in class, I just felt very, very insecure growing up. I remember, even at a young age, I had really, really big issues talking to girls in my class, and I just would avoid it at all costs. If there was a birthday party and there would be girls there, I would just not go there because I was so frightened of new people. It started getting really bad to the point where I would never even leave my room. And from about the age of 14 to around 17, I had locked myself in my room, and I wouldn't come out for days, and I would just spend all of that time on the internet, just surfing the internet all the time. And I would be getting my social needs through my online friends, through my PS3 friends, or whatever. And I just had no real world connections. And because I had spent so much time on the internet, I never really learned how to talk to people, how to make connection, all these small social nuances. I never really learned them. So when I went to university the first time, I went from Pakistan to Malaysia. I was in a new culture, I was in a new country, I was in a place where they speak a different language, and I had to make friends. And being socially anxious was an absolute nightmare because for the first year and a half to almost 2 years, I made almost no friends at all because of how shy I was. I wouldn't go to any events. I thought that if I go there, I'd embarrass myself. And basically anytime someone would even invite me out, I would get these questions. Oh, what are you going to do even if you go there? People are going to be partying there, there's going to be loud music, you don't want that. Or if I go there, I probably will get really nervous around girls, or I'll probably get really nervous around new people. I wouldn't know what to do, so I should probably not go. So assuming that I didn't go, I would regret it. Everyone would be having fun. People on Instagram would be putting up pictures, and I would say, oh my god, I've got this terrible anxiety, and I can't go out and I can't have fun. Now, suppose I did go instead, and I did go to the party. I would just stand in the corner, not talk to anyone, look at the clock, wait for the party to be over, or wait for an excuse to leave, and then I would come home and feel like, oh my god, why did I go? I just embarrassed myself. Everyone thinks I'm uncool. I shouldn't have gone. So that was pretty much my entire life. This invisible person who no one really saw, and I never really wanted to be seen. But at the same time, I really, really wanted some sort of social connection. I wanted friends. I wanted people to like me, and I just didn't know how to do that. Up until one day, when I came across a TED Talk. Now, I Googled how to become confident because I had such severe issues with my confidence that I found this TED Talk called How to Become Confident in 30 Seconds. And of course, the premise of 30 seconds sounded really alluring, so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll watch it. So the video was about a guy who did an experiment where he would go to these extremely populated areas, and he would just lie down on the ground for 30 seconds. And now it sounded really weird. I was like, why does this experiment work? Apparently the logic is when you're doing that, you have everyone's attention on you. You're on the ground. There's no really going back from there. It's going to be awkward now that you do get up. And for 30 seconds, all you have to do is endure everyone looking at you, endure the pressure of people judging you, and just roll with it. Just get used to it. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm suffering so much every single day. Just waking up thinking about my social life is so painful. I'll do it. So one day I went to the mall. It was very populated, and I thought it was going to be really easy. But I gotta tell you, my heart was beating out of my chest when I was going to do it. But eventually I got the courage, and I just went and I lied down. And that adrenaline that I got from knowing everyone's looking at me and everyone's judging you. No one's like, oh my God, that's amazing. Everyone was like, what the hell is this guy doing? But the longer I stayed on the ground, the more confident I felt, because in the back of my mind, I had this attitude where, okay, everyone's looking at me, but I don't care. I'm already on the ground. It doesn't get any worse than that. So I did that the one time, and it made me feel really, really good about myself. And then I did it again, and then again, and then I got my friends to do it, and then I got other people to do it, and then there was this whole movement I started around campus and university. Everyone started doing it, and it really worked. It really helped me with my confidence. The only issue is it was very temporary. So it works while you're doing it, you get that adrenaline high, and then as you go about your day, your confidence kind of sinks down. So it wasn't permanent. But what it showed me is that I can take myself from feeling extremely unconfident to feeling very confident in a very, very short span of time. So I started looking into other things that made me really, really uncomfortable. Public speaking was a huge one. So I started doing more public speaking, and I made sure to put myself in situations where I would absolutely regret signing up. For example, if someone said, hey, we need someone to speak at this event, and I would be like, I'll do it. And I know I would regret it, but as soon as I'm on the stage and I'm getting all that adrenaline rush, I'll feel really good about it. I'll feel really confident while I'm doing it. And that's exactly what happened. Time and time again, I put in the effort. I went to Toastmasters where every single week I had to do a speech, and I was extremely cringy at the start, but then I got really good at it really fast because I just kept doing it so much. And then I started getting into personal development. I read this book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And what that book taught me is that social skills are things that you can learn. You aren't born a certain person. For example, when I was growing up with social anxiety, I kept telling myself, I'm always going to be social anxious. This is just how I am. I'm an uncool guy. I'm a shy person. And this will never change. And that's not true. Doing these experiments will show you a different side of you, and you'll start believing, okay, maybe I can be confident, maybe I can be more social. And when I read that book, it also taught me that these are skills that you can learn. These are skills that if you do them enough times, they will become part of you. Just like my public speaking, if I hadn't ever done it before, I'd never be able to do it. I started doing it again and again, and I got better. One of my mentors gave me a very, very good example. They said, suppose you're someone who's never played tennis before, okay? If I hand you a tennis racket and I say, go to the court and play tennis and beat Roger Federer, would you be able to do it? Most likely not, because you've never played tennis before. You don't know the basics. You'll feel extremely unconfident. But had you been playing tennis all your life, had you been very confident in your skills, had you known how to hit the ball back, and I sent you with Roger Federer, at least you would know how to play the game, and you would have a certain level of confidence playing it. Same thing applies to social skills. If you never exercise them, if you never practice them, if you have nothing to look back at proudly, like, oh my God, I did so well in this social situation, or I put in so much work to learn social skills, I can get better at it, you're not going to have any confidence. So what I started doing ever since is implementing more social experiments, more social skills, read as many books as I can, and most importantly, try to push myself out of my comfort zone in as many different ways as I can, whether it's at university, whether it's outside university. I know the moment someone suggests something I don't want to do, the idea of no is going to pop in my head, and I have to recognize that my brain says no, and then wait and convince myself to go from that no to that yes and do that social thing, go to that party. Doesn't matter if I suck. It's fine. That's how I'll learn to be interesting. I'll try saying some jokes and they won't land, and I'll know next time I shouldn't say them. I should try a different joke. And my point here being, if you're someone like myself who was shy, know that it's something that you can work on. And I know people who watch my videos, they think, oh my God, Yasser is so confident and all of that. Listen, I've had to go through a lot, and to this day, I still have a lot of social anxiety. And I try to structure my life in a way where I'm faced with certain challenges every single day where I overcome it. Now, I know I'm not exactly the most physically fit person, so I started joining a martial arts gym so I can get more confident in that realm. You know, I can defend myself if I need to, and that'll just make me feel better about myself. Do things out of your comfort zone. Push yourselves into skills that you know will make you more confident in that area. If public speaking is your thing, you don't really feel good about it, do more public speaking. If going out is your thing, you don't like doing it, go out, have a few awkward nights. It's going to happen, but by the end of it, I promise you'll get better at least hanging in there. I hope this helped you out. I know it's a difficult topic to talk about, not exactly the sexiest topic either, but I wanted to give you some perspective. Hopefully you got some value out of this video, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Take care.